I'm a hitman, reborn and remade to destroy niggas that be fairy tale living when I'm deployed. The noise that I come with makes opposers crawl like Bakugan, bitch. I don't battle, I brawl. I'm rattling all, showing that I'm past your poise. I'm young and well equipped like Astro Boy or Cyborg 009. I'm 006, a knight of the Zodiac Gold, and I'm fucking your bitch.
Yeah. Hey guys, nothing important here. And today we have a few guests. We have Carnifex, we have Cyber, we have Sakura the nurse, and we have Arthur B. Pinhead.
Hey.
Now today we're doing a debunk on this video by this all day anime fellow. Yeah, it's it was a very cringy video, I'll tell you for sure. So he's basically arguing that Saitama would basically nag other characters in fiction. He did multiple matchups in the video. Yeah, it was fucking awful. Anyway, yeah, let's get into the video today. So
okay, I'll give the
starting
context for the video. It is who's the most perhaps overpowered broken anime character, and he was going off terms of who is more OP in their verse. But he did bring up his ignorant opinion when it comes to versus battles in a few of them, and he didn't even bring up some of the most OP animes. It was mostly the most common ones.
Yeah, let me get these 4 out of straight. Yu-Gi-Oh!, which people try to downplay, they're extremely way above Dragon Ball Z at this point, and even Super. There's Pokemon, which they have infinite universes. There's Umineko and Fate / the Natsuverse, which transcends all reality, and they have Cthulhu level characters.
Yeah, a lot of out-of-versal shit that would stomp any of the animes he basically mentioned.
True.
Yeah. So first things first. We don't really have to go much into power scaling. We'll just get into the versus battles, since he basically did this in terms of brackets. So
yeah. So
first things first. We're gonna do Saitama versus Goku. Of course, we already know by now that Saitama, he's consistently multi-continental on the planet. He's slightly faster than light, and he's also not really the most OP in his verse. That's fucking stupid. He took damage versus Boros. And of course, he was also threatened a few times in the webcomics. So there's that. Goku, he has inaccessible speed, and he's also multiversal. Not to mention him dying a few times doesn't really take away from how much stronger he is in Saitama. Plus, your ignorant opinion about the scaling, or even is like unrelated to begin with, which is fucking stupid. Then of course, is that he thinks Saitama would win because his character narrative is to beat people in one punch. Which, by the way, I'll be getting into narrative at the end of the video, so that should be Goku versus Saitama. It's pretty clear.
Okay, I'll get into it a little bit. Yes, he did get off point of the video. The video was saying who's more OP in their verse, but he did give his ignorant opinion on who would win in some matches. Like he did say Saitama would win against Goku because Goku loses and dies and can get caught off guard, while Saitama is like meant to one punch everything and has shown no effort, even though we just debunked that. And in the terms of the actual brackets, he said Saitama is more OP in his verse than Goku is more OP than Goku, since Goku is not the most OP in his verse and he isn't the strongest, while Saitama is. Now, in terms of strength, Saitama is one of the strongest in his verse. There's people that can somewhat challenge him, and even characters that might be equal to him, like the Mysterious Blast. And when it comes to OP-ness, it's debatable, but he really shouldn't have brought up his ignorant opinion on the versus battle part. It had nothing to do with the video.
Plus, I have to explain this, that characters from original Dragon Ball, even at EOS to DBZ, were already planetary. It's been stated by numerous guys, the English dub, Japanese dub, translations explain this. Even in earlier days, characters were already faster than light, and right now at Dragon Ball Super, they're already moving at incessant speeds, and we're using characters from the tournament power like Toppo, Jiren, Vegeta, and Goku, who already transcends and already has infinite speeds and to inaccessible speeds. If you want to argue immeasurable speeds, that's mainly debatable if you want to add to it.
Yeah, and they're almost, and in Dragon Ball Super, they're already multiversal, as the Battle of God's Feet was basically a multiversal feat, and they only got stronger from there. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, overall, Goku wins this fight. Your opinion is fucking retorted. All anime. So now let's move on to Naruto versus Jojo. I'll get in a little bit in Naruto.
I'll get into
So-
Jotaro or Jojo.
Yeah, so I'll get into Naruto first. Naruto, he fought Momoshiki. Momoshiki is like solar system and galaxy, depending on whether or not you want to wink off the feet of him transcending space and time, blah, 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 blah. He fought Kaguya, etc., etc. That would mean he's at least faster than light. Maybe MFTL, but the problem is Naruto is still a 3D being. So,
All right, let me get into Jojo. So Jotaro is a very powerful character in his own verse, but he's not the most powerful. There are characters that in parts 6 to 5 already have universe levels to even multiverse levels of attack potency, such as Pucci was able to wipe out and infinitely change the timeline of JoJo itself. Then you have characters like Johnny Joestar, who is able to use the spin technique to its fullest and affect the entire JoJo timeline by just using a fingernail and moving at infinite to transcendent speeds. And I have to bring one point up. He's not the strongest character in his verse. And the strongest Joestar right now is Giorno Giovanna with his gold experience Requiem, which is able to manipulate your fate, probability, and causality to turn back everything to zero and reset it. If you do it again, you're just going to be stuck in an infinite time loop.
yeah.
The
So
only
I will
way-
certainly say this, though. Naruto is very comfortable dealing something on the soul scale because he has done stuff like this before. So that would be a very blatant lie on all enemies' part. I'll let someone else get into that. But
let me.
getting into the dimensions thing, I highly doubt Naruto is 4D.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not.
me
Let
too.
me get into the to what he said exactly. First off, he said he did say Naruto was more OP in his verse, which I guess is right. As we said, Jojo is not the strongest in his verse, and Naruto kind of is by this point, so that would be right. But when he talked about the versus battle, he said Jojo would win, but for very dumb reasons. He said Jojo would time stop, and Naruto can't see or touch his stand because of his soul, even though Naruto has seen and touched his own soul. His Sage Mode powers and Kurama can sense beings from another plane of existence, can sense emotions intent, so he would be able to. But he just argued it badly.
So I had to bring up this point that stands can be damaged. He's bringing up a no limit stand fallacy and ignoring durability to the body and the stand of Jotaro Kujo. And the only way, if you're going to argue if Jotaro wins, if you're using the game version of Heavens. If you're using Jotaro over Heaven, he's able to stop multiverse level attacks from Dio over the world stand over Heaven, or if you want to use the novels that are canon, like Ultimate Cars, who's has every single stand ability. I'm done with this part.
Okay. Yeah.
So this would basically show that Jotaro at his strongest would completely slaughter Naruto. Let's be real, he'd slaughter.
he just
Okay, so
arguments.
yeah, so now getting to this next part, Alucard versus Ainz. I will get into Alucard. Arthur will get into Alucard. So Arthur, you want to get in Alucard now?
You just said Alucard twice.
There's the first thing I wanted to talk about is the he transcended time and space.
Yeah, he said
Pretty
Alucard
long.
transcends times and space.
I think he might be going off of the fact that he's everywhere and nowhere. Though that's also been debunked as to the reason why Alucard's everywhere and nowhere is because he absorbed the Schrodinger cat. A person that's stated to be multiple times everywhere and nowhere. Though that's been contradicted by the fact that he lost the textbook. You see the actual contradiction there, do you?
Yeah, you can't lose something if you're everywhere and nowhere at the same time.
Yeah, it also might be referring to quantum mechanics, though I'm not going to really get into that. Either way, he also went off the fact that restriction level 0 is his strongest. I wouldn't really say what it is because it makes them both weak and strong.
Yeah,
Um,
it gives them it unrestricts them, but it makes them more vulnerable since all his souls are out.
Yeah. And if you kill him right there, that's basically it. He won't come back from any other soul.
Yeah, he said Alucard was basically immortal, even though get into why he isn't.
Yeah, I'll let nothing important here go. Go
Oh
next.
wait, let me just go over the times Alucard almost died against Anderson. It's been stated that Alucard, a monster, can only be killed by a man, and Anderson was gonna kill him. The only reason he didn't is because he used the holy nail to become a monster of God, so he could not kill him.
That's basically it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Walter was negging the fuck out of Alucard.
Yeah, he just ran out of time before his procedures failed.
Yeah. Right. Nothing important here. You can go now.
So getting into Ainz, he scales to the world dragons. That would already mean he's at least 4 to 5D ranges. Oof, this will be more an Aerial Flames field. I'm gonna die if whoever watches this, I swear. Anyway, so he's at least 4 to 5D because he scales to the world dragons. He enslaved a infinite 4D being. In this case, it was a homunculus. So that would already mean he'd be, say, immeasurable speeds. So he'd be on slap, but besides speed, Ainz does have multiple things, such as he has his time stop, and then of course he can just say do a true dev spell where he can just instantly kill Alucard. He would have the goal of life is death as his super tier magic, except he can also use his time stop for that probably. Then of course he can also use a cash crop item or cash shop item. Right. Now he has the goal of life is death. He also has the sacrifice to Yogg-Sothoth, which I probably butchered that name too. But I doubt Alucard has anything that could possibly take on 45.
He really doesn't though. If he tries to bring up death manipulation, killing someone that's already dead, can't all goal life is death kill someone that's already dead?
Yeah, it's very, very casual for Ainz to be dealing with stuff on that level. So
yeah.
So in a versus battle he loses.
No way Alucard will actually beat Ainz at all.
Yeah.
But wait. Yeah. In terms of OP-ness, who is more OP in their verse?
Definitely Ainz.
Definitely Ainz.
Yeah, he tried to say Ainz wasn't as OP in his own verse because Ainz could die possibly, and Ainz was worried. But those were asinine reasons, as we just showed. Alucard can die too.
Yeah. So a couple things. One, Ainz does have morals. He cares about everything that encompasses around him. Say his servants, he would care about the tomb. He has values, right? So that wouldn't degrade Ainz. He just has values, right?
Yeah.
That's like saying Alucard's rock level because he doesn't want to rock to hit his master. It's weird shit.
Yeah, that's basically.
Yeah, and also I think Ainz is more OP in his verse, really, because
yes, he's level 100. The world dragons are not level 100, so he's definitely OP in his verse.
Nothing really has threatened Ainz, and even then it's still questionable. Well,
it's also been hinted that there's actually people that could kill Alucard.
Yeah. Plus Ainz does have wishlist stars. So there's that too. So, who wants to get in Koro-sensei next? Since we basically are done with this part.
The next round is Koro-sensei versus Bond from Seven Deadly Sins. I don't know about either of them, so go ahead.
I do have a little bit for Koro-sensei. Now, this isn't really going to be much for downplay, But we'll just go ahead and say Koro-sensei, he can casually move at, say, Mach speeds. He's done this before. He even said this himself, which would easily at least be like, say, 1,000 miles or so, or 1,000 miles per hour. Koro-sensei, he can blow up the entire fucking moon. He's literally done that before, just by, like, say, self-destructing. So he's kind of fast. I mean, he has, like, better speed feats, but those are, like, the most concrete we have at the moment. Now, I'm not really much of an expert on Bond, so I'll pass the torch off to someone else.
Anyone want to talk about Bond?
Anyone?
From Seven Deadly Sins?
I have nothing to say.
Well, I guess
Yeah,
I will. So,
right.
because I know something. But what he said for the matchup was Koro-sensei wins because he's more overpowered in his own verse. He's like one of the strongest, and no one really was able to kill him or match him much. And for Bond, he said, well, Bond does have immortality and regeneration that is pretty broken. There are people in his own verse that can kill him or can neg him, which I pretty much agree with. Bond isn't the most OP in his own verse. Koro-sensei is one of the most OP in his verse, so that's one of the things he sort of got right.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to say about that one.
Yeah, so basically that's it for now on this part. So I'll get into like the structure of the video at the end. So next is Saitama versus Naruto. Naruto easily slaps just from the Momoshiki thing we've already went over earlier.
Yeah.
Saitama doesn't have anything that's like star or above. So
yeah, he would blitz in one shot. There's
yeah,
nothing
also
Saitama could
saying
do.
he's OP and limitless is a no limits fallacy, by the way. All
Yeah.
anime. I'm gonna like whip your ass if you ever try that against me in a debate.
And
Now,
where's
Sensei
everybody
versus
coming?
Alucard.
Wait.
All right. This next one will be a bit of like speculation. How fast can Alucard move at, Arthur?
How fast can Alucard move? He has fought beings that are like subsonic in speed.
I think that's a bit of downplay since he casually dodges bullets, doesn't he? He caught a bullet in his mouth.
You can also put in, like,
Sensei easily moves at Mach speeds or faster. Yeah.
and I don't really have anything to say about like Koro-sensei. I would most likely say that Koro-sensei would most likely lose, though. Like, you know, any of you can like intervene in this.
I can say something about that. Has Alucard ever fought a being who can like blow up a large country?
No.
No, not at all.
Yeah, Koro-sensei takes the bag here. Sorry.
Yeah, so I wanted to backtrack a bit to the OPness because that's what he more talked about. He mostly gave his opinions for the first few in the verse battle, but in terms of OPness, you could. I still think Naruto probably is more OP in his verse. Saitama has been injured, and he doesn't have any fighting skills. He doesn't have any extra powers. He's just strong and fast, so he's not even that impressive besides his physical stature. While Naruto is one of the strongest, fastest in his verse, and has ridiculous hacks to boot. So Naruto probably actually would be more OP in his verse.
Yeah, he'd be more OP than Saitama, definitely.
Who's more OP in their verse, Koro-sensei or Alucard?
I would say that Alucard is more OP in his verse, strictly for the fact that like I haven't seen Koro-sensei have that many hacks. Not to mention he did die in his verse.
Well, actually, both of them died. But I'd say actually, yeah, Koro-sensei is definitely more OP in his verse than Alucard. Alucard has clear limits. Koro-sensei just had one or two rivals. That's it. Because he's easily outmatched them because of his intelligence alone. So
yeah, to be honest, I don't know shit about like fucking.
yeah. Don't talk about Koro-sensei. I'm gonna fuck you up on that. So yeah. So
and then lastly, he says it was when the bracket came to the finals, it was Alucard versus Saitama, and of course he said Saitama wins because his narrative.
Okay, so I'm gonna like debunk that right now. Since we're gonna be getting this, when you do character narrative, right, that's very, very much not canon to the debate, right? Because whenever we debate, that's a part of the scientific method in science, right? And whenever you have disagreements in science, that's when you'd say have a discussion. Basically, you offer one side, the opposition offers the other. You then come to an agreed conclusion in this instance. So in this case, it's a hypothetical. So therefore, whatever he says about narrative is already bullshit and should be very well into the trash by now. I'm surprised no one threw a Molotov cocktail into that yet. Basically, burn it to heaven. But who knows? So yeah. So that should about do it. Anything else we need to go over?
Nah, I'm pretty sure, like, positively sure Saitama would slap Alucard.
Oh, I want to
Yeah.
get into more stuff. Like, for one, this was a very normie video. We can all agree to that. This was very normie.
Yeah, so it was very much of a normie video.
He didn't pick the most OP broken anime characters ever. He just picked the common ones he knew. He didn't bring up the ones we mentioned earlier, like Fate, Yu-Gi-Oh.
He bring up very mainstream animes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Bleach Hub's gonna kill him if he ever sees that video.
I know, Bleach Hub's already in my Discord server ready to debunk that video or get mad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so that should about do it. But hold on, when I Cornflex?
Oh, I have one last thing to put in. Nuts did make a cameo in his video, and Nuts didn't do anything wrong. He was just giving more insight to Naruto's abilities and stuff. But Nuts once made a video on why Saitama's narrative and such would make him that strong. But Chuck made a video that's still up that debunked it, and Nuts conceded to him in the comment section, which you could go see there. And so I don't know why he didn't stop his friend from saying that stupid stuff.
Yeah. So look, in this case, all anime, it's pretty clear that you don't know what you're talking about. You don't know the material that you're referring to. All you want to do is just do this video for views. You don't even give a damn about the scaling. You never did any research on this. So it's pretty clear you don't know what you're talking about. If you want to debate me, come to my server, come debate me. You want to debate about Alucard, you go to Arthur. You want to debate anything else, come to any of us in the video here. Because we will slap you and we will make you concede on your notion. And if you don't, if you cut in the shadows, then I'm gonna drop a video on you myself. So
yeah, you were wrong in scaling and in just the main premise of the video, OP-ness. You didn't even get that right because you barely knew the characters.
Yeah, and even then, right? The term OP or overpowered itself would just be very subjective. So all you'd really be doing for the video is just offering an insight of what you believe would win. But it's not even an argument, it's just full-on presupposition.
It's very subjective.
A very subjective video, yes.
And he was very ignorant.
Biased. It's also very biased, too.
And very ignorant, too.
So, yeah, guys, if you liked the video, please go sub to me. Also, go sub to Sakura the Nurse. We're gonna be uploading the video on both of our channels. I have Sakura's confirmation on that, definitely.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah. So anyway,
and before anybody tries to debunk us, at least come up with a observational argument or thus what could have we done better or what all anime need to improve on.
Yeah. So understand that we don't really care about criticism if you're just referring to how we acted in the video. What we are looking for is an argument with evidence that can be substantiated and can therefore take us on. If you have neither of those, I recommend you just go throw that in the trash, throw a Molotov cocktail in the trash with it, burn it, destroy everything, etc. Anyway, yeah, guys, everyone go say bye.
Bye.
See you later.
Yeah. So, guys, my name is Nothing Important here, and this is Sakura the Nurse, and we will see you next time. Ciao.
The outcome if you and I were to fall out, you'll all die like combats, no one's left behind. Dual blades don't work here, you ain't fighting the gleam eyes. No prison can hold me, I'm far from Rosalia, we're both redheads, but to me, she ain't matching up. I'm taking all your crystals, simply put, this is the worst scene ever seen in game, and I haven't used my world seeds. The moment that I do, every player's gonna white out, but I'm being nice, so for now, I'll sign out.